So I've been using macOS 15 Sequoia on my MacBook Pro for some days now, and this is a list of all the supported Macs. It's dropped support for the 2018 and 2019 MacBook Air, and in this video I'm going to be showing you some of the hidden new features and changes that you probably need to know. The first new change that's here is that if you are installing a new drive on macOS 15 Sequoia, just by clicking on it, it gives you the option to allow you to erase and encrypt the disk. This is something that's small, but it's very good attention to detail. So in system settings, instead of always defaulting to the appearance, which was annoying with the previous macOS 14, every time you open up system settings, it now defaults to the general tab, which is a more natural approach. In system settings, if you go to screensavers, you see there's this screensaver that Apple showed off, and also the wallpaper as well as screensaver is available, but you can see we have this Macintosh screensaver. Now this new screensaver is not a looping video, it's an actual framework application that can dynamically generate different images and display the current date and time. When it comes to Apple Intelligence on macOS 15, you can see that Apple Intelligence is coming later this fall, and if you click on the Learn More tab, you might not know this, but there's a list of supported devices, and right here you can see that this is going to be supported on Apple M1 devices and later. And even though this says it's coming later, you can see here if you open up even a third-party application like Google Chrome and you try and manipulate any text, for example one from my latest video, I can right click on it and I can click this option that says new, which is help me write, or I can click this option that says open in reading mode. Alternatively, I can also open reading mode in another tab, but if I click right here and go to where it says help me write, it analyzes the text that you have selected, and then if you click where it says create, you can see it goes and searches for different options. It does seem to take a while, but then here you can see it gives you the option to be able to choose the length, whether you want to shorten or elaborate more, which would then increase the length of your text, and at the same time you can choose the tone to be casual or formal. One of the biggest changes that's coming to macOS 15 is this application that you see here. This is the iPhone mirroring application, but at this present time it's a hidden application and feature, because if you look at the different macOS applications that I have available, it's not here. So the way you have, or you are able to find it, is to go into your finder and then manually search for it, and you can see it does show up here. At the same time, you can also go into your application tab and search for it, but it will show up as a grayed icon and won't be able to open at this time, but I'm sure Apple is going to be fixing that pretty soon. Funny thing about this is that someone over on Twitter, I was able to save the bookmark. You can see that they were able to get the iPhone mirroring feature to work on macOS 15 alongside iOS 18, and right here you can see a quick sample video of what they were able to do and how this iPhone mirroring feature works. Kudos to this user JJ Tech for being able to figure this out, and there's a lot of comments trying to figure it out how to unlock it, because at the present time this feature is not yet active in macOS 15. This next feature will definitely lead to better security, and if you go into your system settings and select Wi-Fi, go to the Wi-Fi network that you are connected to and click on the details tab. You can see here we have a new option that we can turn on, or a setting that says rotate Wi-Fi address, and rotating the Wi-Fi address will basically be able to help reduce tracking by changing your Wi-Fi address at various times, and tracking can happen when your address always appears to be the same to other devices and people using the same network as you. So after you update to macOS 15, you are able to turn this on and it will be able to give you added security when you are connected to the same network. Now within Notes, there's an added option which gives you the ability to be able to highlight your text. So right here you can see I can highlight this to be blue, and if I wanted to highlight the second line a different color, I can go there and make it perhaps purple, and at the same time you can also highlight different text. And if you go down to where it says font, you have the ability to show different colors, and you can also do the bold, italics, underline, strike through and highlight. or you can also use keyboard shortcuts as well. Apple talked about this application when it comes to the iPad, but for macOS it also gets an update. For once, you can see the app icon itself has been made more modern. It's made to pop out, and when you open it up, you can see how it looks. It literally looks very similar to the one that we got on iOS 18. And if you click on it right here, you can see you have the scientific calculator, or you have the programmable calculator. If you want to go back, you can go to view and go back to the basic. Apple also adds the ability to do different conversions, so you can do like currency conversions, and you can also be able to do different such as data, energy, and you can see force, fuel, and length, power, pressure, speed, temperature, time, volume. So it's good to see that what's been added to the iPad also comes to the Mac on the calculator application. At the time I got the update for macOS 15 Sequoia, there was also a new video format that was revised, and this has to do with minor back-end updates that are in Final Cut Pro that are supposed to make it work more stable and better with newer video codecs. App Store application has been updated. There's going to be a bunch of new applications to update once you've updated to macOS 15 Sequoia, but at the same time, if you go to the categories tab, you can see that this page has been slightly redesigned. It's been made more modern, and most of these icons that you see here have been redone and redesigned to make them more modern. In Apple Maps, when you search up a pretty popular location or national park, in this case Sequoia, you can see it auto-populates quick facts that you can now use. In Safari, we have a newly updated reader mode, and you can see when you open up a website that supports this new reader mode, this pop-up will be around, and if you click on it, you can choose different background colors. For me personally, my favorite color is this third color. You can see you have the option to hide reader mode, and at the same time you can choose different fonts that you can do, and this will just make it easier for you to be able to read without having too much eye strain or distractions in the background. It's pretty easy to turn off as well by just hiding reader mode. In messages, once you've typed your message, you can go here and then be able to add message effects. Some of the message effects that you see are like love, balloons, invisible, confetti. If you want to add like a slam option, you have the ability to do that, and you have lasers. So pretty much most of the effects that are here with iOS 18 have been added to macOS. And if you go back and click on the plus icon, you have the ability to send a message later. So if you click on it right there, you can choose the date and the specific time that you want to send your message at, and that way if you have an important event coming up or you want to schedule something so that you don't forget about it, you can easily manipulate the time to be able to do that. There's so many things to talk about, but maybe just to highlight this one more thing, with Airdrop, there's a new progress sending bar that has been updated. If you're sending something from your Mac that's on macOS 15 to an iPhone that's on iOS 18, or if you are doing it the other way around, whether you are sending something from your iPhone that's on iOS 18 to a Mac that has been updated to macOS 15 Sequoia. So basically, those are just some of the things that I thought I should highlight when it comes to macOS 15 Sequoia. There's definitely many more, and if you want to get to know this update more and see me do the updates through the beta stages, then definitely do hit the like and subscribe.